Have you ever felt like the universe is trying to tell you something? You know, like it's sending you signs, pushing you towards, well, your true purpose. That's exactly the idea at the heart of Paulo Coelho's incredible book, The Alchemist. It's all about this young shepherd who basically risks everything he has just to follow a dream. So let's dive in and really unpack his incredible journey. And look, this story, it's not just some adventure about finding buried treasure. No, it's way deeper than that. It's about learning how to actually read the signs the universe is leaving for you. And then, and this is the hard part, finding the guts to actually do something about it. It's a journey of destiny, for sure. And it's no wonder it's inspired millions of people to start asking, hey, what's my journey? All right, so let's meet our hero. His name is Santiago, and he's just a young shepherd living a pretty simple, predictable life out in the fields of Andalusia, Spain. You know the type. But then something starts to bug him. It's this dream he keeps having over and over again. And let me tell you, this isn't just any dream. This is the dream that's about to change his entire life. So what's the dream about? Well, it's pointing him towards this legendary hidden treasure all the way over at the Egyptian pyramids. So naturally, he's confused. He goes to see a gypsy first, and she confirms it. Yep, this dream is a real deal prophecy. But the moment that really kicks things into gear, it's when he bumps into this mysterious old guy who introduces himself as Melchizedek, the king of Salem. This is where it all begins. And this king, Melchizedek, he introduces Santiago to what is probably the most important idea in the entire book, the personal legend. So what is that? He explains that it's your life's true purpose. It's that one unique thing that you, and only you, are meant to accomplish in your lifetime. This single idea, it becomes the absolute engine driving Santiago's entire quest. And then the king drops this absolute bombshell of a quote, probably the most famous line from the whole book. He tells Santiago that when you really want something, when you commit to your personal legend, the entire universe literally conspires to help you get it. Just think about that for a second. It's this incredibly powerful idea that gives Santiago the nerve to do the unthinkable, sell his entire flock of sheep, and set off for Africa. Okay, so now he's on his way, right? But just because the universe is conspiring to help you doesn't mean it's going to be a walk in the park. Oh, no. The second Santiago sets foot in Africa, his newfound commitment gets put to the test, like immediately. I mean, we're talking within hours of arriving in this crazy bustling city of Tangier, he gets tricked and robbed of everything. Just like that, he's left completely broke and totally alone in a brand new country. This is his first major test, right? And you've got to think, this is the moment where it would be so easy to just give up and go home. But does he quit? Nope, he doesn't. Instead, he picks himself up and finds a job working in a crystal shop. And get this, he stays there for a full year. He's not just working to earn his money back, though. He's learning these incredibly important lessons about patience, about perseverance. And when he finally has enough saved up, he faces a choice. Go back home or continue the quest, and you know which one he picks. So on the next leg of his journey, crossing the massive Sahara Desert, Santiago meets this Englishman. And it turns out the Englishman is also looking for the alchemist, but their styles, totally different. The Englishman is all about his books, his theories, trying to find wisdom on the page. Santiago, on the other hand, he's learning from life itself. He's watching the desert, listening to his intuition, and reading these omens he keeps seeing. It's a really cool contrast, right? Book smarts versus street smarts, or I guess desert smarts? Eventually, his trek through the endless desert leads him to this beautiful, lush oasis. It's like a sanctuary. But just when he thinks he can relax, his quest takes a major, unexpected turn. Because here, in this peaceful place, he has to face down two forces that are arguably more powerful than any treasure: love and fear. So in this oasis, Santiago meets a woman named Fatima and just falls head over heels in love. And for a minute, he actually thinks about giving up his entire quest just to stay with her. But Fatima is incredibly wise. She tells him something really profound. She says that true love will never stop someone from pursuing their personal legend. In fact, it should help it. And hearing that, well, it frees him. He can continue his journey knowing their connection is real. And wouldn't you know it, it's also here at the oasis that Santiago finally meets the person he's been searching for, the legendary alchemist. And it turns out this powerful guide has been waiting for him.
The alchemist takes him under his wing, becoming his mentor and teaching him these really deep concepts, like how to understand the language of the world and, maybe most importantly, how to listen to his own heart.
One of the biggest lessons the alchemist teaches him is this, and it's a big one. He says that the fear of suffering is actually way worse than the suffering itself. Let that sink in. It's such a simple but powerful idea, and it's what gives Santiago the strength to push forward into the most dangerous part of his journey yet. And yeah, that danger shows up pretty quick. They get captured by this warring desert tribe, and things are looking grim. But the alchemist, in a bold move to save their lives, makes this completely impossible promise. He tells the tribesmen that Santiago here, he can turn himself into the wind. No big deal, right? So now the stage is set for the book's huge magical climax. Santiago has just 3 days to perform an actual miracle, or they're both dead. So how is he supposed to do that? Well, he has to draw on everything he's learned so far in his journey. He has to communicate, but not with words. He's tapping into something much, much deeper. First, he speaks to the desert. Then he speaks to the wind. And finally, he connects with the soul of the world, this idea of a spiritual force that connects everything. And in that moment of pure, unbelievable connection, he does it. He performs the impossible, and they're allowed to go free. Okay, after surviving the desert, almost getting killed, and literally turning himself into the wind, Santiago finally makes it to his destination, the pyramids in Egypt. He's there, but the story isn't over, not by a long shot. There's one last massive twist waiting for him. So he gets to the pyramids. He starts digging right where his dream told him to, and he finds nothing. Absolutely nothing. And to make matters a million times worse, he's then brutally attacked by a group of thieves who take everything he has left. I mean, can you imagine? His entire journey, everything he's been through, it all seems like it was for nothing. But then, you get this moment of beautiful, perfect irony. The leader of the thieves starts mocking Santiago. He tells him about this stupid dream he once had, about a treasure buried back in Spain, under a sycamore tree in an old abandoned church. And right there, in his darkest moment, a light bulb goes off for Santiago. He finally gets it. The treasure, it was back home the entire time. Can you believe it? He had to travel all the way across the world just to learn where it was. And that's the whole point. The purpose was never really the pyramids. The journey was the map. It's what taught him everything he needed to know, and in the end, it led him right back to where he started, but as a completely different person. So that was the real treasure. It wasn't gold. It was everything he learned. He learned to trust his dreams. He learned to see the universe not as something random, but as an ally. He learned that fear, that's the only real barrier to getting what you want. He found out that real love only makes you stronger on your journey. And maybe the biggest takeaway of all, the reward isn't some prize at the finish line, it's who you become on the way there. Think about it. He left home a simple shepherd, and he came back a man who could speak to the soul of the world. And so, the book kind of turns the camera back on us, the reader. It leaves us with a pretty big question. After watching everything Santiago went through, you have to ask yourself, what dream keeps calling out to you? What's your personal legend? The whole point of The Alchemist is that the universe is constantly leaving us signs, all the time. The only real question is, do we have the courage to stop, look, and actually read them?